And welcome to ANB Bronze 25 Part 5. Last time out we reached Troll 90 and picked up the first Celestial Transform. I'm going to continue at Troll 90 for a bit. We've got half an hour left on the experience booster from the last episode. I'll then probably use another depending on how well the clears are going. And the main aim that I'll be working on is replacing most of these epics with legendary. So I'll keep the same stats that are on the epics, and then I'll be adding either vitality or extra gold. So on the Integralis Mantle, which I want to replace next, we've already got extra gold haste experience, so I'll select those three stats and then I'll add vitality. I'm thinking ahead to Troll 105. I want somewhere between 4 and 500,000 toughness, so throwing in some vitality until I get to the toughness level that I want, and then extra gold will be the stat on anything else. Another thing for running Troll 105, it's good to have the Slayer enchantment on weapon. Now that is quite costly in terms of materials. Down on exotic we can see Slayer, why did I come out, which requires 30 living spirits, 30 primal spirits, 12 mark of titans. Living spirits we're going to need 30 earth, 30 water, primal is 30 air and another 30 earth, so there's quite a few materials go into that to craft that enchantment, but that will really help with the boss phase part of Troll 105 when we eventually get to there. I won't bore you with recording loads of runs of Troll 90. I think what I'll do is just get into farm mode for now, and we'll meet back up when I'm ready to move up to a higher trial. So I'll see you again shortly. And welcome back. The experience farm set is complete more or less. I've got an enchantment that I want to add to the helm, which will give me an extra 10% frost damage eventually, but we don't have materials just yet to craft that. I'll run through the full build and show the stats that we have. We've got the helm, regalia helm, ability rate, extra gold experience and haste. That will have a frost enchantment put on it later with an extra 10%, but we don't have that at the moment. The necklace saw me craft this in the previous episode. Vitality, experience, ability rate, haste, socketed with armor to boost our toughness. We want to be running 105 for our main experience farm session. The regalia pads, haste, extra gold experience and ability rate. No enchantments on any of this stuff. Regalia robe, haste, extra gold experience and ability rate. Integralis mantle, haste, extra gold experience, vitality. The fire lily, haste, extra gold experience and frost damage. Talisman of power is haste, experience, extra gold and frost damage. I'm keeping the epic arm guards because if I get any level 74s to craft, I'm going to make those push gear. So haste, ability rate, experience, and that is enchanted with armor just because we were missing a fourth stat, which could have been, looking at our toughness, probably extra gold, but got a bit of extra toughness out of that. It's an easy cheap enchantment. Got lucky, bracer of mastery, first attempt, came out at frostbeam. 446% isn't a particularly brilliant bonus, but it's a bonus for frostbeam. That's what we want. Haste, ability rate, experience and perfect frost damage for that one. The Frostfire Sash is haste, experience, ability rate, frost damage. the regalia pants, haste, movement speed, experience, extra gold, and we've got some vitality socketed in there. These I might add some movement speed enchantments to later. Same with the boots, I'll probably add a movement speed enchantment to them later when we're farming Troll 105. Ability rate, extra gold, experience, movement speed, and they're socketed with armour. The ring, vitality, experience, ability rate, haste, socket with armour. The other ring, ability rate, extra gold, experience, haste, socketed with vitality. The igneous pillar of flame, haste, experience, ability rate, vitality, socket with more vitality, and the slayer enchantment on there so that we can, if that's active when we fight the boss, that will melt them. And Glacis Tempestus, haste, experience, extra gold, vitality, socket with vitality, and that is the gear. In terms of abilities, Arc Lightning, Frost Beam and Power Infusion all reach level 10. I took Immolate, Frost Nova and Glass Cannon from 5 to 6, then 6 to 7, and they're on their way to 8 now. Things that we're going to be using for push. As terms of our stats, we're up to champion level 1213, so every single champion level that we gain we put points into power. So that gives us at the moment 2168 power. We've got 5.25 hits per second from our haste. Our frost damage is 67.7. I'll be pushing it up to 77.7 in a while. Vitality is a nice healthy amount for running Troll 105. It's probably more than we need, but it's good. We can be sloppy and take quite a few hits this way. Armour is 80% less damage taken, so that's bang on where I like it to be. Life on hit is purely from champion levels, that would be enough for experience farming. Ability rate 1815, with the Integralis Mantle, which will be constantly active, that's over 2000, so that's maximum alacrity that we get from that. Movement speed, I might increase that a little bit with some enchantments. Our extra gold is running at 2010%. Remember, we are running with a currency booster. And our experience is at 3315%, again with the experience booster running. I am out of 200% experience boosters, so I guess Troll 90 is going quite quickly, consistently under a minute now. Let's take a look at 100, or do we go straight for 105? Let's go to 100. We'll get some experience boosters and currency boosters for doing this. Which will give us another hour and a half's worth of experience farming. I do want to try and reach champion level 2000 with this character, so I am going to need to buy some experience boosters eventually with some gems, but I've held off doing that at the moment because I've not been sure how much time I'm going to get to actually play. So that is melting the regular trash enemies, quite scattered on this map. We clearly don't have any problem with killing these. Really? So this is slowing us right down. Slayer is up, so we can see that's just melting Kara at Troll 100. We lost a fair bit of time messing about with the end of that pool, but there are our currency boosters. We get some glory, experience boosters, and a bunch of gemstone selection. I won't open those just yet. Don't need to see me opening them, so we'll throw those up into the stash, and it's now a case of, shall we take a look at Troll 105? How many champion levels did we gain? 14. Ideally I want to be farming 105 for better drops, better books of learning. We're guaranteed a 1 hour book from Troll 100. Have to be all the way up at Troll 120 if I wanted a 3 hour book, which we're not going to be. Experience farming there. Let's just get rid of them. 10-minute book dropped by that first group. That's the game's hopeless pathing, but it actually ended up dragging me on the correct route as a result. We can be quite lazy here. We've got a lot of toughness. And there's Kara. Slayer is up. It's gone now. We've got Talisman of Power instead, so that's good. And 1 minute 13. So yes, we can definitely farm Troll 105. It's interesting. Did that have extra gold on it? No. Would have been good for gold farming if I do a gold farm. So we're getting a decent chunk of gold every time we run a trial as well, so I might do a gold farm depending on how much time we have, but we're certainly capable of crafting all the gear without needing to go off and do gold farming. We'll see how that plays out. So I'm going to run down that. Let's add in another half an hour. So if I use 46 minutes, that will get us 1500, 1600 champion levels, hopefully. Well on the way to a nice total. 15 hours. And 35 minutes. Let's just get that down. I'll let that tick down on its own. Okay, so I'm going to be farming Troll 105. We'll meet back up when I'm done with that. And welcome back. I think just to finish off today's episode, I'm just running Troll 105 over and over at the moment, but I'll just show you what I've been doing. First up, a couple of changes. I've added movement speed enchantment to boots and pants. On the abilities, we have Frostbolt and Fleet-footed and Endurance have all hit level 10. I want to get Immolate, Frost Nova and Glass Cannon up to 10. They're on their way to 9 at the moment. We're guaranteed a 1 hour book of learning from running Troll 100 plus. It's a 3 hour book at 120, but we should get plenty of those. So I'm just going to run these last 4 runs of Troll 105. I like to do 10 runs, then just salvage the drops, and then it's a case of move on and do a little bit of crafting. So just show you the process that I'm doing. I'm not running these maps in the most efficient way possible. Ooh. In fact, I'm playing this particularly badly, but doesn't matter. Right, we've got everything rounded up now. It's not good to get everything as strung out as this when you're experience farming. It's fine when you're pushing because things don't die in one hit or one frost beam on the higher level trials, so having everything strung out is less of a problem. Wow, we're one enemy short of pulling out Kara, and we've got Talisman of Power up for a bit, so we've done some decent damage to her, and we'll finish that one off. So 2 more runs. Or 3, I can't remember if I had 4 to do. I'll organise the inventory to check in a minute. Not the best starting area. I'm just going to get rid of them because they're going to take forever to follow us across the map. And we'll get rid of them ones as well. Not that bad a map, this one, to be honest. So there's Kara. That was probably played in a better, more sensible way. I've got Slayer up this time, so Kara's down. And we had a 62-second run for that one. Let's just quickly shove these all in here. We have 2 more runs to do to fill up this. Arranged like that, it's 10 runs. I'm not bothering assigning champion levels. I'll just do a mass add once I finish these 10. Reason for that, with Frostbeam, the power that we're getting from champion levels for experience farming isn't going to make much of a difference at this stage. It would be nice to have lots of power when we do the push, but as far as experience farming goes, we don't really need any more. That's why I don't put power into the stats on gear when I'm running a Frostbeam experience farm build, because they are just wasted stats where you could put something defensive in like I have here. Oh, there's Kara. I'm not going to do a particularly huge amount of damage off that one. We had none of our talismans active. We've got Power Infusion and Slayer this time, so she does melt a bit quicker. Through another level. The nice thing with running at 105, you can see most of the drops are legendary and epic, and on extremely rare occasions you might get a rare. They are extremely rare occasions. I think I've had 2 drop, not during this ANB, but over the last few ANBs that I've done. I've had a rare in the drop table at trial 105. That's 2 out of many hundreds, if not thousands of runs. Not the best looking map in the world. I've been lucky to survive running through that lot. Let's see if we can pull them down there for that one. This is where gathering everything up the way that I did is inefficient, because we end up with things strung out. There's not enough enemies around in any case, so we'll abandon that one. It is the last run, and then I shall salvage all the drops that we got to get crafting materials. Get that group in. So we're keeping everything chasing us because we've got shatter, which damages all enemies that are chasing us, so it makes sure they don't lose interest in us wherever they are on the map. Let's just do that and pull them ones in with a second vortex. Just trying to get them balled up slightly better. Pull back a little bit. There's elite just off screen to the left, which we would have pulled in with shatter had I stayed here. You can just see it on there, and it's aura that I saw. I didn't want to pull that in on the boss fight, so I just made sure I didn't have that on the mini map. So there's some champion levels that haven't done anything for us. 350,000 gold roughly from those 10 runs, I think. We can salvage all of that gear. None of it's useful to us, so off it goes. We get a nice bunch of greater essences, a whole load of regular essences and lesser essences. So what's something that I need to craft still for push? Gear's coming along nicely. We have weapons at high level, so I have shoulders, cape and a bracer of mastery. So I'm just going to see what stats we had. Haste, extra gold, experience, ability rates, so power and vitality to replace those two. So it's just a case of set, elemental Lord's regalia, the shoulders, haste in there, not quite enough greater essences, so we may only get the one craft off this. Probably a 72, but there is a chance of a 74 or 75. And it's 73. I'll keep hold of that one for now. It's got a socket, so that's okay. So that is literally all I am doing. I've got 42 minutes left on there. I am going to need some more experience boosters in a while. Since we're at 200%, I want to get 2000 champion levels. We may need 2 or 3 more boosters. We'll see how close we get after the end of this 42, 43 roughly minutes. So I think that will wrap up this episode. Actually, there's other things that I could be doing. Got enchantments to make for the push gear as well, so we'll get some armour for the gloves. and for the cape I don't know if we'll have enough materials. I can do a power one for push cape. And what else comes out? I've already crafted those enchantments. Chest, there's a greater enchantment, which is going to be one of those two, and I haven't decided yet until I've finished the gear, checked it out and done the rings, so I won't craft that just yet. Shoulder pads will have power on them. Can we make a primal spirits? Yes we can. Let's just convert some water just to do that. There's the silver dust. We have 1,000,000,000 rubies, so those are done. So I can just arrange these underneath the piece that they're going to go on. Cloak will go there, and those were shoulders. I'm not enchanting just yet, just in case I decide to change the piece. I'm not going to change those boots, pants or gloves or the weapons, but I'll just leave them all till the end before I enchant everything. So I have a cape to craft, which I would like at a 74 or a 75, and a bracer of mastery, which I don't care if it's a 72, which is what I will be using to craft. Let me just see if I can upgrade some materials as well. So it was shadow that we were short of, so we can make 41 of those, and we can make greater essence, and oops, what am I doing? We'll make 15 of them, just so we don't use up all the essences that we have. So we're in a good position. I think that will wrap up this episode, so if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to put them down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching.